Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the next episode of Comic Talk. I'm Jeff Gusso, your host here from My Secret Identity Comics and Games in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Don't really have anything planned specifically for today, but there's so much going on in comics that I want to make so many videos that I'm not going to get to. Between Superman's son to Batman's wedding to Wonder Woman's brother to the whole new initiative from DC, the new heroes, to the Red Goblin and the Amazing Spider-Man series. There's just so much going on. But what I want today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about is the Marvel way. For those of you that are comic geeks from long ago, you'll know that there's a certain way of doing comics, and they call that the Marvel way, right? Marvel's kind of been the big guy on the block. Everyone kind of follows suit with what Marvel does. But lately, the Marvel way, in my humble opinion, or maybe not so humble, has changed. And what I mean by that is, where the Marvel way was used to be, a way of drawing, a way of storytelling, a way of doing things in comics. It seems that the Marvel way has, again, in my humble opinion, become more about how they're doing business. What I mean by that is they're reacting to things before they have all their information. The current trend, I guess, at Marvel, publicly they say, limited series don't sell. If they put a 6-issue series out about Darkhawk, it's not going to sell because it's a limited series. No one wants a limited series. That seems to be all that Marvel is doing lately. Constant relaunches. We've had, 8, 9, 10 Marvel relaunches in a row. There have only been 6 to 12 months apart, and earth-shattering events that are going to restart everything, and this is the way it's going to go forward, and everyone sounds exactly the same as the last one. We just got Legacy. Marvel hasn't even had time to figure out if Legacy is going to work. That they have no idea, right? That you got original numbering back, so fanboys like myself are very excited. We have the large numbers, right? We're at issue, I think we're coming up to issue, 600 of Daredevil and all this stuff. But they also, something I've been talking about for years, in order to stress the jump-on points, to make it easier for people to get in without saying, I'm so far behind, it's at number 600, they were putting on their comics when it was a part 1, right? The little banner at the top of the comic there that would say the story name, the first part of the story would say part 1, right? It seemed so simple, and it was, in my store anyway, it was working, right? People would be, geez, Venom's at number, 200 and something, right? I read, okay, but the story, see at the top there, it says part 1. That's a jump on point. You can start right here and you can move forward. There's going to be stuff in there that talks about stuff in the past, but you don't really need to know that to go forward. And it was amazing, and it was great, and DC started doing it, and it seemed like something tangible that yes, we can do this. This is kind of the best of both worlds. And now Marvel has announced the next brand new initiative, number 1s all over the place. We're bringing back the original heroes, which may not be a bad thing, but guys, you're killing me. All you're doing, we had 7 issues of Legacy. That's a limited series, which by your own words don't sell. It's an oxymoron, guys. This is so. If you're following, say, Avengers, make sure that you go into your comic store, check out the new Avengers that's coming up once again, to make sure that you're subscribed, not to Legacy Avengers, not to all new, all different Avengers, not to any of the previous Avengers that have gone on. Make sure you're signed up for the new #1 Avengers, which appears, we checked a couple of them yesterday, that they're going by the year. So it's going to be Avengers 2018 in your system when you're signing up for it, which thankfully is a little less confusing than the all new, all different, or the Marvel Now, or and trying to guess which one we're in. And you know, some of them in the Legacy relaunch were renamed as just to go with Avengers. That this may not be true, but you know, instead of Avengers all new, all different, you know, it changed to Avengers LEG instead of just Avengers. So hopefully they do stick with that year in the name or of the series. That'll make it easier for your comic store to keep you up to date on what's going on. But guys, make sure, if you're a Marvel fan, it is an ongoing story, guys. Your same stories are going to continue even though they're going to #1. Make sure that you're subscribed, or you're going to miss out, right? You're going to miss those first few comics, and then you're going to be in that boat with so many other people that say, well, I don't have the #1, so you know, maybe I don't need to read this anymore. And you're going to prove Marvel's point that, you know, that limited series don't work, the ongoing story, because they're renumbering. Now you're going to get the #1 bump, of course, so Marvel's going to be all happy that, you know, sales went up by 20% even though they dropped from 50%, and I don't understand. But with that said, guys, that seems to be the Marvel way. The new way of doing business is only limited series, even though they're not calling it that. They're calling it a monthly ongoing, right? It's right after Legacy's done, the story continues in the #1 of, you know, it's a jump on point, absolutely, but they could have just put part 1 at the top of a Legacy comic and said it's the continuing story of the Avengers or Cap or Thor or any of them. So again, guys, maybe a little bit of a rant video here today, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. You know, post something in the comments. Talk to me in store. This is the new way going forward, I guess. You react before you have any information, you know, and you just do things. So anyway, the story goes on. You know, make sure you're signed up, guys. All right, that is Comic Talk for today. If I have some time today, I may try and record some more to post later in the week. Since I missed last week, I didn't have anything prepared, and it was kind of a hectic week. But there you go, guys. Have a great day.